but not just the writings in the source in Greek. Who knows Greek? You would have to look it up, and you'd have to know Greek, and you'd have to find the writings of Aristotle. Who can do all that? Do you believe these people that they said there that you catch it with nets? But I'm sure Reisman was not lazy. He went to the library and he looked, and he found the Greek version of these writings of Aristotle. And he asked those experts on Greek to translate it for him. And it didn't say that they catch it with nets. It said they catch it with bags.
They don't catch it with baskets.
They don't catch only what?
Baskets.
What, they fish it? What do they do?
They go down to the bottom of the sea, a few meters. They dive down with a basket. And in the basket, they put the snails in the basket. It's not nets.
They dive down, and they put the snails in this basket.
Not nets.
No, not nets, and then they pull it up. So what are you talking about nets? What are you telling me? Aristotle said nets. No, it's sheker. It's sheker. Go look it up and see. And come back, and either you'll be modu or you won't be modu. But don't just ignore the question. He said he wrote to them with full derech, and they didn't answer on this. Besides what he asked a few other questions.
Rabbi Kaplan, I won't mention too much, but one of the things is the nets were for trapping. Trapping means that the thing is trying to get away. These things are sitting at the bottom of the sea, not deep in the sea, a few meters deep, and they don't run away. It's not shaykh trapping.
It's not shaykh seidah.
Seidah, yes.
Because they're not running away. So what you're saying is that even if it would be a net, but it wouldn't be melechas seidah. And the Gemara says that by the chilazim there was melechas seidah, and these are not. But that seems to me that it's two questions over here. One thing, that this mean doesn't have melechas seidah in it because they don't run away. It's nitzer v'omer. And another catch is that you don't catch them with nets, only you catch them with bags. Okay, you might say that in the time of the Mishkan they did catch them with nets, and Aristotle is talking about his time that they caught them in bags. But you can't go say over in the name of Aristotle things that he didn't say, and you want to use Aristotle to show support what the Gemara, he says the same thing as the Gemara says, it's a sheker, he doesn't say that. Now, you see over here, and these few individuals that think they have the tchelis, made this mistake and other mistakes that maybe we'll mention in the future. They made these mistakes, and you see how a whole group goes after them. You see that it's just an example. It just helps us be mekar there. If to those of us that want to be practical, so it helps bring it closer to the practical understanding what it means. Helim dover shel tzibur. Of course, over there it's v'shagek the pile dover shel. Here I would think it's karv lamazid over here. To just ignore what they ask you. Now, it just happened a few days ago. I was learning with my regular chavrusim, and somebody came in, Yeshua Meir, the producer, came in. We're in the place I was learning with him that day, and happened to mention something about the tchelis. And this person said to me, the person is a simple, a simple-minded. And so he said, well, what do you care? Let them feel good about themselves. What do you have to go fight with these people for? Because I can understand it that you see people are doing something wrong, it's hard to keep quiet. So this person said, well, what do you have to fight with them? It makes them feel good. Let them feel good. There's nothing wrong with wearing it. The tzitzis are allowed to be any color you want it to, so let it be. Let them be happy. I thought for a few seconds, but then I said no. If it would be an individual, even then I'm not so sure. But let's say an individual does something, and he feels he likes to do it this way. And let's give an example. That by us, everybody wears a tallit with black stripes on it. I don't know why, but that's how we do. Let's say somebody will put on a tallit like this Spider-Man, a white tallit that's all white, without those black stripes. Well, what would we say? Okay, he likes it like that, let him wear like that. He likes it. Although I'm not so happy with that either. But I mean, you like it. What do you do? What you like? You do what all the Yidden do. But it's not. I don't know if it's so chomer, if it has a Torah meaning on it. These black stripes. Okay, he likes it white, so let him do what he likes. But over here, this is a movement. A movement is already a different thing. There's the Tchailis movement. And there are those people. It's a whole group of people that are doing something. And they're doing something because they're being fooled by their rabbis. They're going after Katzon like a Eder, like a flock of sheep, and they're all going after them. You can't say over there, let them be happy. You can't make a movement out of a sheker. You can't, it's something that's almost, you could say that you can't allow such a thing. Although we're not going out to war against them, but to try to go around convincing people here and there, I think it's very legitimate. Because a movement based on sheker, you can't have in the Torah world such a thing. Even though it makes the people happy, but they're doing it not b'Torah being happy, only b'Torah joining the movement. And the truth is, it's a strange thing. A lot of things have a psychology behind them. Even when you find Yiddishkeit, we're very small people, all of us. And there's not such thing. You can't say you belong to the right group, which is a big mistake that a lot make. You belong to the right group, so you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. And sometimes you do something because you belong to the group. It's not really you're trying to worship Hashem with that. It's you're doing it because it makes you feel good. That doing this, helps you belong more to the group by being more identified with that group. So it makes you feel good. It makes you feel holier. And the classical example of this is Bali Tshuva, that we're shtreimel, which is something I always say, and my children always argue with me. What do you care? What do you care? It's understood, to me it's pashut, that about Tshuva that wears a shtreimel. Let's take a person like me. Why should I wear a shtreimel? What am I, crazy? Well, where did I see it when I grew up? Did I grow up with that? I didn't grow up with that. Why should I do something that I didn't grow up with? So, but about Tshuva didn't grow up with anything. So yes, now he's looking around. He wants to belong someplace. I don't know where to belong. let's say a Schwarzer becomes a ger. So when I've seen, I think I saw one, or that he becomes a Sephardi. It's understandable because he looks like a Sephardi. He looks more Sephardi than Sephardi. So he becomes a Sephardi. What do you have to be a Sephardi for? Be an Ashkenazi. He feels that he belongs more over there. But what's the Indian to wear shtreimel? It's also the same thing. I come from nowhere.
Rabbi Kaplan, that's his group. He wants to be a Toldosoran Chassid, a Breslover Chassid. So let him wear the clothes. I'm with your children on this.
So that the question is that itself. You want to be this Chassid, that Chassid. First of all, why should you want to be this Chassid?
It's Neshama. You heard of Neshamas?
Because, yeah, it could be Al-Pi Gilgulim, that's where he belongs. I'm talking Al-Pi psychology. It could be Al-Pi the Inyanim of the Neshamas. It explains, but the psychology behind it is that he feels holy. It feels holy if you dress this
Rabbi,
way.
let's get back to
you're going to wear a shirt, jacket, and a hat like we wear. This is holy. It gives a holy feeling. It looks holy. So that's why you do it. So you want to join the right group, and in order to join that group, you have to look holy like them, and you have to wear this. Who told you that this group is what makes this group the right group? What makes them the right group? I don't know. You don't know. Only what? Because they look holy. So I want to join them. How do you join them? You wear this. Let's say.
They're daven holy. What? They look holy.
They look holy,
Davening
yeah.
is
Our Steinway and long face looks holier than Alitai, that's for sure. But how does he act with money? That you don't know. He could be a Ganav also, but he looks holier. So it makes somebody comes out of nowhere wants to look like that. Rather look like that than look like a Litai. So I'm saying the same thing is with the Tchelis people. It's a way of identifying with a certain group. And this group that wears the Tchelis, they are the type of people that they broke away from the traditional ways of Klal Yisrael, which is not halacha at all. And maybe certain things are. For example, they broke away by using a new pronunciation, which is more similar to Sephardim. It's not exactly like the real Sephardim, but they started pronouncing the words and davening with Havara, Sepharadit. Why did they do that? Why do you have to be different than Yidden in Eastern Europe or for all generations? Why? The answer, the real reason is because they wanted to start a new movement, a new tzura of Yiddishkeit. Why don't they wear hats and jackets? So you'll say, because chitzonius is not important. Of course it's not important. But why is it important to you? I see that it's important to you to not wear chitz. There's a certain rabbi here in Har Nof that he doesn't wear a hat and jacket. And he once wrote in the Jerusalem Post, why? Because now that we're not in what they call the galut, they call it, we're not there anymore. So we don't have to look respectful anymore. We're in our own country. Did you ever hear anything more shtus, a bigger shtus than that? What do you mean? The Gemara says, Manei mechabdusei. The begotten make you look mechubed. Why shouldn't you wear a hat and jacket? Even our guy understands that you wear a jacket and a tie. And the president of the United States, he's gonna, when he have the inauguration, he's gonna get up there with shirt sleeves and a shirt. A guy understands that's not how you get up. In a maimed that's mechubed. So, but these people wanted to start. They were influenced from Zionism, and Zionism meant that you start a new tzura of a yid, and the so-called secular Zionism meant you started a new tzura.
Rabbi Kaplan, we're taking another.